Hello there and welcome to the BrickBox for another Lego tutorial, and this time it will be the double wardrobe. If you have not checked out my single wardrobe tutorial, please go to the BrickBox channel and check that video out. Now this is an improvement or a modification to the single wardrobe, which was just originally this, but now I have added a second compartment onto this wardrobe. Now the one thing I didn't like too much about this is this big gap in between, but I had to do that because, as you can see, when you open that door, that stud is almost touching the small compartment of the wardrobe there, the second compartment, so that gap had to be that big. So here is a wardrobe layer by layer on the table there, and we will start with the bottom plate. Now this is a 10 by 6 brown plate, but like I say guys, use whichever colour you want, and if along the way you think there is a brick I'm using that you think you could replace with another, please feel free to do that. As I say, I only used the bricks at my disposal, so it's not a perfect build. But there we'll start with a tile piece there, which is a 4x1, and then down the centre of that tile piece you want a 4x2 thick piece, or you could have two 4x1s down there, it doesn't matter. And then at the front there we want a 6x1 tile piece for the larger side, and then running right down the middle of that we want a 4x1 tile. Then I have another 2x4, or you could have another two 4x1s running down there instead of that 2x4, and then I have another 4x1 there just to finish the bottom layer off, and that is your tiled section. Now to the first layer, like I say, use whichever bricks you want. I have a 1x1, and then I have a 2x1, a 90 degree, then another 2x1, a 90 degree there, and a 2x1 and a 1x1. Now this centre section will be 2 studs wide. It needs to be like that. It won't work any other way. This is a 4x1 I'm slotting in there now, another 4x1, and then another 4x1 on the other side, and there you can see the large and small compartments of the wardrobe taking place. Now to the rear of the small compartment you want a shallow 4x1 piece, which is this piece, and that will clip onto the back of the small section there. And then I have a 4x4 that will finish that off nicely, and yeah, there you can see we have the shelf underneath, we have the lower section, and then we have the shelf there. Now to the back of the larger wardrobe compartment we have a 6x1 shallow plate, then we have a 6x2 plate, and another 6x2. So there is your shelving, and there are your 2 compartments underneath each section of the wardrobe. Now the first set of hinges go on, so you want a 2x1, and you want one of these hinge pieces, ideally in brown, but I'll just work with the colours I have. Now what you want to do is put the 2x1 underneath this first piece, and then place the hinge on the corner there. You want this piece sticking inwards, this piece that juts out, that needs to be inwards, so as the door will close inwards. Now next up I have a 3x1, and then over to the back I have a 4x1 there, and then I have a 2x1 running across that way. Really you could do with another 2x1 next, but I have 2 1x1s, and then next I have a 2x1 running down this way because we need to fit the hinge. So again we put a 2x1 underneath that section of the hinge and place the hinge there. Now you can see why I put that piece that way, so as the hinge would fit in. And again, this piece needs to be facing inwards. Now round to the back I have a 2x1 there at the back, another 2x1, and at the corner a 1x1, and running down this side a 2x1 there. And again we have the hinge piece, so again 2x1 underneath, this piece facing inwards, and then we attach the hinge, and there you can see all the doors will now close inwards. Now on to the next level. We have some of these pieces with the hole in the front, the square hole at the back, and the small ledge at the bottom there. These are the pieces you will need. If you have the Hogwarts set from Harry Potter, there are quite a few of these in the later release Hogwarts set, if you do need to find some. Those two parts will go on there. Then we have this tile piece with the hollow stud in the middle. That will go just on the front of those two studs sticking out, so it will stick on like this. Then we just place our stud on for the handle, any colour you wish. I will be using grey, and there is your wardrobe handle. Now to finish off, we have a 3x1, then we have a 90° on the corner, and then coming round this corner I've used another 90° piece there, and then a 2x1 at the back, and then a 1x1 there. And these do come in handy with this for this centre section. If you have these are the best to use. They are a lot quicker and they lock the setting a lot better as well. And then the last piece is a 2x1 just to finish that centre section. And carrying on round, we have a 2x1, a corner piece 90°, a 2x1, and a 1x1 there. Now we have the handle pieces to do, so we use again 2 of these pieces, but this time we need 4 because we have 2 doors on this one. So we'll place all 4 of these at the front. There you can see we have 4 of those now. And again these tile pieces with the hollow stud, so we need 2 of those now. Those will place again over there to act as the handle, and again we place the studs, and there are the handles for all the doors. Now going up, this is a straightforward level. We have a 2x1, 4x1 up the side, 3x1, you could use a 90° angle there, it doesn't really matter, and then I have another 4x1 there at the back. And again, like I was saying, these pieces come in very handy, these 2x2s. I have 2 of those running down the middle, that locks it in very nicely. And then a 2x1 at the back, 1x1 stud, 2x1, 2x1, and then always on the doors it's going to be 2x1 because that is the actual width of the door. So 2 2x1s there, and that is the next level. Now the next level is a very important one, as we have the second set of hinges, and those will just clip straight on there. Again, would be better in brown, but that's not what I have. Here we have the small section. This is the close rail. You will need some more of these. You'll need 2 more of these, and you will need a 1 piece. These also come in Harry Potter, so if you have Harry Potter sets and you have the minifigures, you will probably have some of these brown 1 pieces. If not, there are a lot of these that came in the Stormtrooper poly bags on the speeder. There are a lot of those floating around. That's where I got most of my Stormtroopers from for my army. There are lots of these in there if you have some of those. Now you slip the 1 piece in there so you can see just to the back of either of these, and then what we will do in one movement, we will start at the back end of this hinge, and we will place these 2 pieces on so it crosses over like that, and that is your rail, your close rail for your smaller section of the wardrobe. Then we have a 90°, a 2x1, and then at the side of there we have a 1x1. I have 2 1x1s going down here, but a 2x1 would have been better, or a 2x2 square piece. Now coming up this side we have the hinge for that door, and this is an important part again. This is the next rail. So we have two more of these pieces, but this time the rail is the long stick piece with this little knot in it just towards the end. Now that will slide in and locate on that knot, but this one locate with your finger at the back so it's just poking out there, and then this will fit onto there with a click, and just push it in just to locate. This shouldn't stick out this side any more than that. This will just stick out the side of the wardrobe, no more than that. That is one of the only little defects with this set. So there you can see it just carries on all the way across. So now we'll start going up again. We have a 1x1 at the side of the rail, then we have a 4x1. Next up, to finish the corner off nicely, we have a 90-degree angle, and then the other hinge. So there are all your hinge pieces in place for your doors. Next level, very straightforward again. 2x1, 4x1 there, 3x1, some of these nice 2x2s, and then I have two 90 degrees slotted in, just like playing Tetris, there, together. And then a 4x1, a 1x1 on the corner, a 4x1 there, and again a 2x1, 2x1, and there you go. Now to finish off the top of the doors we want 2x1 tiles. So if you have the recent Shelob attacks from Lord of the Rings, the spider legs have a lot of these on, if you need to know where to get these pieces from, if you don't have any and you have that set. Now all those three will 1, 2, 3 top of the doors there. That closes the gap when the doors close on the wardrobe. Shallow pieces now guys, 3x1. Try that again. So 3x1 there down the side. My big fingers keep dropping everything. And a 2x1 at the back, 3x1 there, and we have a 2x4 there, and that will lock that whole centre section off very nicely, keep that secure. And then we have a 6x1 again locking in the back section, and then a 4x1 just running down the side to finish off there. And there you go, that is pretty much all of your wardrobe now. And there you can see with the doors open a bit better internally with the shelves and the clothes railings. Now to finish it off, it's as simple as having another one of these plates, so a 10x6, and then we will just slot that on the back. Obviously the back piece needs to be flush to the back there, and there you can see with that on we have no gaps top and bottom because we have the tile pieces in place, but the doors will still open and close very nicely. Just eliminates those nasty little gaps top and bottom. And then now to finish off in decoration, you can put anything on top of this you want guys. You don't need to do what I'm doing now. We have these angled tile pieces, so I have 10 of these, and we will just run these across the top just to finish off very quickly. Lots and lots of bricks you could use for the decoration on these guys, just to finish off. Some beveled pieces. There are lots of different decoration pieces you can use, but I did think this was a nice basic finish. And there you go, that is your double wardrobe. As you can see all the way around now, it's all locked in very nicely, very solid, nice and secure, and no, like I say, no gaps. The decoration on the top and the doors open very nicely. Nice to add to one of your mocks or maybe a building that you are constructing. So there you have it, guys. There is the double wardrobe construction. Let me know what you think. As I say, please be brutal, please be honest. I want you to be deadly honest with me. There are a few things on this I don't like, but as I say, it was difficult to overcome them, so this is the best design I could come up with. If you have a better design than this, please send me a video and I will link it to this video and put it up there, or just in the comments send me a link to your video if you think you have a better design. But until the next time, guys, brick on.